we stumped him.
You
We
stumped
stumped
me
him.
hard. I mean, I hate that I can't think of anything I would do.
You're gonna have this conversation with your wife later, and then you're gonna come up with something
I'm gonna call her
really.
immediately. I'm gonna call her the second I get off the phone. What should I say?
This is Up and Country on 93.7 The Bull. It's powered by V Livecast. I'm your host, Sue Bonzel. Let's get this show started. He's written songs for Florida Georgia Line, Connor Smith, and Elvie Shane. He just toured with Mitchell Tenpenny, and he has a new song of his own out. I am super excited. Drew Green is with us. Hey, Drew.
Hey, Skip.
Hey. Oh my gosh, we have so much to talk about. There's so much going on. Let's see. So number one, you were just on a tour with Mitchell Tenpenny. Tell us about that. I love Mitchell Tenpenny.
It was amazing. It was my first tour as a signed artist, my first tour out with anyone ever, really. I've done some, honky-tonk stuff throughout the years, but it was my first, big stage, big sound, thousands of people. It was insane. It was the dream, it's what you chase, for sure.
I can imagine the adrenaline.
Mitchell's such a great guy, too. I mean, he's from Tennessee boy, and I know there was a lot of people trying to get that gig, and I was just really shocked and floored that I got to do that. And I've never been north of Kentucky, to be honest. So it was it's going to see New York City, Michigan, Columbus, and New Jersey. Going to see all these places I've never been to was really a good experience for me.
That is so cool. Congratulations on that. Like you said, you just were signed. Now, okay, so you've been around country music for a while. You've been writing for years and years, so you're well known in country music out here. Tell me a little bit about, going from being a songwriter for others to being now your own artist and out touring and all of that.
It's not much difference to me. Personally, I feel like every day I just try to write the best song possible. I'm not writing for anybody, really, not even myself. I was trying to write the best song that day with whoever I'm with, and it's turned out to be just a really cool experience getting to pitch songs to somebody. I was trying to get cuts, and now I'm sitting here well, what am I going to cut? And been writing for 6 or 7 years every day, and you have so many songs, and they're all like my little babies, and so it's really that's the hardest part is picking songs to put out for everybody as Drew Green. So, but it's also I'm still getting cuts. I think I just got a Cole Swindell cut, so I'm still trying to get more cuts. Songwriting is my passion through and through. I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you if it wasn't for songwriting, for sure.
Yeah. So does anybody pitch you songs now?
As a matter of fact, last week was my first pitch meeting I've ever had, and it was super awesome. I loved it. It was 5 hours of me just listening to all the publishers in town showing me some songs, and I put a couple on hold too, so I'll be cutting some songs I didn't write.
Awesome. Okay, good. So are there plans for an album coming out? Or let's talk about the new song, Good Old Boy.
Good Old Man, yeah.
Good Old Man, that's it, not a good old boy. Good Old Man. I love this song. Tell us about writing this song and what it means to you.
Well, I was new to being a dad. My son Levi was 1 year old, and I was playing at Tootsie's at the time. I was unsigned. I had a publishing deal, but I was unsigned, and I'd been at Tootsie's for 3 years and just playing 4 nights a week, writing every day, 5 days a week, playing 4 nights a week, from 10 until 3 in the morning, and coming home. And my son was 1, and I was kind of just under the feeling of man, I got to kind of, get my act together. I got to get this train rolling. I've been doing this about 5 years. I kind of gave myself a 5-year window to have any music success at all. And I was 4 years and 11 months before I got my first Florida Georgia Line cut, thank God. And my son was 1, and I had this idea, and me and my buddy Lee Starr were writing a song, and we said that line, a good old boy trying to be a good old man. And we kind of both lit up, and we're that's the whole song by itself. And I had to write the next day with Josh Miller and Mark Trussell, my producer. So we all sat down, and it just fell out so fast. Mark started playing that riff, and it just felt so good from the start. As a matter of fact, the actual track that you listen to that we put out is just the day of demo. We didn't change.
Really?
We added some stuff. I didn't change one vocal. I didn't change anything. It's just the day of, which is really rare for most. I mean, really, just I sang it a couple times, and that was the demo, you know. And we just, it felt so right and perfect that it turned into be the real thing.
That is so cool. And on the video, now is that your son in the video?
It is. It is. Levi did so
yeah.
good. He's a little
He's so
actor.
cute.
He's
got a future.
It was a cool experience. It was really awesome, and he did so good. And it was a beautiful day, and we got to use a really cool truck, like a '76 Silverado, and it was just a really good day and a memory that I'll always remember for sure.
Oh, absolutely. That's really neat to be able to do that with your son too. What a memory for him and for you. So that's really cool. Sure. I love that. So, okay, so let's talk about, you're like blowing up on like TikTok and socials. What do we got here? 13 million total views of that song, Good Old Man, of all your posts for that song. So that's insane. Let's see, what else do we have here? Your other song, She Got That, love that song. 17 million streams on Spotify. 700,000 monthly listeners and 25 million global streams. This is pretty cool.
It's definitely life-changing, and felt like it happened pretty quick for how long I've been doing it. You know, the TikTok thing is really mind-blowing to me. When I signed my record deal, I had 1,000 followers on Facebook and Instagram, I think. And
wow. And that was just last
like
year, right?
Yes, ma'am. I kind of feel like somebody handed me a phone and said, "Here, go get famous on TikTok." And I'm like, well, nobody wants to see me dance. That's for sure. Nobody wants to see me dance, because that's what I thought TikTok was just dancing. And after I learned what TikTok really is, I fell in love with it. I think it's awesome. It's a little more raw than I'm used to, but I was like, what am I gonna do? And so I just was like, well, I gotta sing because that's my job. And I was like, so I'm just gonna put out a video of me singing in my truck. That's where I sing. And we put out one called Rest of Our Lives, and it was a wedding, kind of a wedding song. And that was the first one that really took off and got me started. And then Good Old Man was just literally 12 hours, 6 million, like just insane, like life-changing for me for sure. And it's really cool to see all the messages of people that really relate to it. And in 24 hours, like, you know, thousands of people had already used my vocal and shot their kids in their car. And so it was just it's really cool to see, you know, people really getting into it and loving the song, and just because it is what it is, you know, it's just a song about trying to be a better dad, really.
Yeah, it is very relatable, I think. And it's kind of like the Elvie Shane song. He's got one that's similar too. It's the same kind of thing. It really speaks to people. I know, right? You guys are buddies, and so you've probably written with him. And I love those stories. I love how you're connecting, and like you said, the TikTok being kind of real and raw and authentic. And I think that's what people want to see. They want to know who you are too. So
it's definitely in today. It's like 10 years ago, that was not the thing. You know, it was all material. Like, you know, it's so crazy being like 12 years old, dreaming about being a country music artist and what was going to happen. If you like, it's not at all what I thought was going to happen. But I'm a dad, and I still love it. So I'm happy to be here.
So tell us about like how you started in country music. So because you kind of started, and then you kind of just fiddling around with a little bit, and then what happened, and that got you to Tootsie's?
Well, I've always loved country music. I grew up on a tree farm, singing on a tractor. That's where I really fell in love with country music. I started playing in college at some local bars, you know, college bars, and I was like the only country act in town singing any country stuff at all. I did some rock stuff too, but mostly just country. And I was the only country act, and I started gaining a pretty good following. And I was like, wow, I could maybe do this. I could maybe put out a little project, because I had such a good following coming out to all these shows. And so I started writing a whole lot, and I fell in love with it. And I was just writing by myself, but I met this guy who gave me an opportunity to come play downtown, and I went down. I started playing at Tootsie's, and I met a guy named Hunter Phelps, who's a huge songwriter now, one of my best friends, my first co-write ever. And I kind of just fell into the right click pretty quick, and I worked like crazy, writing all the time, was obsessed way too obsessed with writing songs. Just writing 2 songs a day till 11 at night. I can't believe my wife didn't leave me. I have no idea. And it was great. I was writing like crazy. But like I said, the luck of me falling into a good crew who was working hard, you know, Hunter Phelps, Hardy, all that whole crew of guys that are just writing like all the time. We were all just learning, growing up together and as songwriters and just loving country music. And that's really how I got in. And I got my Florida Georgia line cut, was really what set me into like the music row side of things, like to got me a publishing deal, which led to my publisher wanting to be my manager and which got me a record deal, which ended up here talking to you.
And here we are. I mean, I think it's really cool. You know, the songwriters, I love seeing you guys all collaborate. And you mentioned Hardy. I mean, he's an incredible songwriter of the year. I get the ACMs. Yeah. I'm like, okay, this guy's pretty great.
Well deserved, yeah.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And he's a big reason why I'm sitting here.
I'm sure, yeah. I mean, he's, like you said, he's an amazing songwriter and artist, and so I'm glad that you guys are able to collaborate on some fun stuff. So, did I read that you almost became a banker, or you were a banker at one point?
100%. Yeah, I was a banker. Yeah, I didn't almost became one. I was one for 2 years. I just got promoted to manager and trainer. I was going to have my own branch, and it was looking great. I mean, it was doing good, and I had been talking to my wife about quitting already, you know, in my head, and like I was going to regret it forever if I didn't chase this dream. And she was 100%. You know, she wanted me to chase this dream to begin with, and I did it. I quit the next day I got promoted, and
wow.
I ain't looked back since. No.
Well, we have to give kudos to your wife as well. You seriously, you know, for being supportive in that, you know, to say, hey, yeah, why don't you go ahead and quit that good job and do some music? Yeah, good for her. So
luckily for me, she really helped get me going because she's a nurse practitioner, and all the money I made playing at Tootsie's and playing shows went to my demos. Every song I wrote, I demoed and spent just an obscene amount of money probably over the years on myself that didn't amount to anything at the time, but it's what got me, you know, my voice heard enough to get my name out there, to get, you know, co-writes and pitching songs to other artists, and eventually leading me to get a record deal.
That is so awesome. Well, I would love it if you would be willing to play a song for us, whichever one you would like to play. If you want to play the new one, or you want to play one of your other favorites,
yeah.
you get to choose.
I definitely would love to play Good Old Man for sure, if that's all right.
Awesome. Yes, love it.
I'm really excited about the video coming out really soon, and this song's really started my my social, like Facebook and Instagram and TikTok, all the messages, people really just relating to a song. And it's been the first time as an artist, like having that feeling of, wow, this is like, you know, someone really loves this song. Like, you know, it's not just a cool vibe. And like I said, I've only been on one tour. I'm brand new to this game, and it's been really cool watching this song really take off. It's called Good Old Man. I'm cleaning up them dirty words that I say these days, showing up to church a lot more on Sunday, working on bad habit breaking, cutting back on Copenhagen, little less gas, little more brake in my Chevrolet, whatever it takes, 'cause I got a gift from God sitting in the backseat, and I'ma need to be a little better if he's gonna wanna be like me. I'm just a good old boy, trying to be a good old man, out here learning on the fly, trying to do the best I can to raise him up right. No sir, yes ma'am, just a good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Yes I am. Gonna be a lot of learning in between the inches on that door frame, And I don't know a lot about life, but I know I can teach him a few things. How to swim, how to fish, how to drive a stick, just like my daddy taught me. And he'll know how to say he's sorry, 'cause he'll hear that from me. Yeah, I'm just a good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Out here learning on the fly, trying to do the best I can to raise him up right. Lord knows I am a good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying to be a good old man. Yeah. Oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying, oh, I'm trying to be a good old man. Making a man out of him is making a man out of me. Making a man out of him, so one day he'll be another good old boy, just like his dad. Yeah, just a good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Out here learning on the fly, trying to do the best I can to raise him up right. No sir, yes ma'am. A good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Yeah, a good old boy, trying to be a good old man. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Let me play one for you.
That is awesome. Thank you for playing it. I love that song. Like you said, I think it does. It speaks to a lot of people. So, so thank you for sharing it with the world.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just a song about my boy.
He's so cute. So, okay, are you ready to play a little game?
Absolutely. I think.
Okay,
I hope so.
All right. This is it's not too scary. You've heard of Truth or Dare, but we play Truth or Truth here because it's all about the truth. Okay. So I have some little questions in my little basket, and I'm gonna pick one for you randomly, and you get to answer.
All right.
Okay. Okay, this is a good one. If you could get away with a crime for a day, what crime would you commit and why?
Boy, that's a good one. But for just one day?
One day.
I'd probably, to be honest, I'd probably go rob a big old bank somewhere and just get a lot of money for one day and save it up, stash it somewhere. To be honest, first thing that came to my mind was money.
Hey, fair enough. If you're gonna get away with it,
go steal a new Chevy Silverado. I don't know, drive a truck around for a day. That's simple. But I'd probably go steal a whole lot of money and put it in the ground somewhere.
That works. Save it for your son, right? Put it away for your son.
For sure.
There you go.
One that's all I need is one day. I promise.
One day, maybe multiple banks. We don't know. Okay. This is a good one for most of us. What is the most drunk you have ever been?
That is not probably first thing that came to my mind. I don't know. There's been a bunch, but probably Savannah, Georgia. On a bachelor party in Savannah, Georgia. That's all I remember. That's all I know. I went to a bachelor party. That's about the safest way I can put that. So
right?
I went to a bachelor party.
Yeah. So yeah, you went to a bachelor party and did what you're supposed to do, which was get drunk and then forget everything, right?
Forgot everything. Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're not going to talk about it, but yeah.
Exactly.
I made a fool of myself, that's for sure. I made a fool of myself. Had a good time though. That's the first one that came to my mind.
It's one of those. If you want to know, you got to go.
I played at Tootsie's for 4 years. I played at Tootsie's for 4 years too, downtown Nashville. So there's probably a lot of those very equal nights along with that.
And I bet you probably saw a lot of extremely intoxicated people down there. I've
seen worse than me. Yeah, I've gotten pretty bad, but I've seen some real, Cooter Browns out there for sure.
Yeah, good old downtown Nashville. That'll do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we're gonna do one more. Are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Here we go. We're giving you all kinds of like ideas here. If you were the opposite sex for one day, what would you do?
Oh Lord.
I'm putting you right on the spot, aren't I?
That's a spot. I ain't never thought about that. That's for sure. If I was a girl for a day, I have no idea. I don't know. I really don't know. I guess I would go. I don't know. What would you do? What would you do if you were opposite for a day? I guess this is my question.
I'll tell you what I would do. If I were a dude, I would pee standing up. That's what I would do if I were a dude.
That's a good answer. That's a great answer. Gosh, well, I can't say that.
I can, but it's just not the same.
Well, I don't look forward. I don't want to put on bras and panties. I don't know. That wouldn't be. I don't know. I don't know what I'd do. I have no idea. That's the best question I've ever heard. It's a great. I'm gonna steal that.
Okay, yeah, there you go. See, we stumped him.
You stumped me hard. I hate that I can't think of anything I would do.
You're gonna have this conversation with your wife later, and then you're gonna come up with something
I'm gonna call
really.
her immediately. I'm gonna call her the second I get on this phone. What should I say?
And then send me a note when you come up with the answer. I want to know what your answer is.
Okay, I will. I'm sorry.
Awesome.
I couldn't get that one. I hate that I couldn't think of a good answer.
As
soon as we get off this phone, I'll be like, oh, I should have said that.
Well, I did put you on the spot just a little bit, but I appreciate you playing the game with me. And I appreciate you being here today, answering some questions, talking about your music, playing for us. I really, really appreciate it. And we wish you all the best. We want to make sure everybody's following you. Drew Green on all of the socials, the everything, and Spotify. Download the music, all that good stuff. So I want to thank you again.
Thank you so much for having me. I've really enjoyed it. Appreciate y'all.
Thanks for watching Up and Country. Be sure to like and subscribe and leave us a comment. We do new episodes every Tuesday, and be sure to follow Up and Country on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. And you can follow me too at Sue Bonzel on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.